Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Monday evening. Now, looking at the radar right now obviously was looking great today. Hopefully, everybody saw the solar eclipse today with those eclipse glasses that you may have had. It definitely was a very good experience. I mean, you can see pictures of it. It's all over social media. Even if you've been watching on TV, you may have even seen it yourself as well. I mean, just straight up a very cool experience, especially for the people that was inside of the full path of totality as well. And we over here even got some amazing photos. Um, at the end, I might try to see if I can flash some pictures up, or I might edit it into the video. But if you're on the live stream, you probably won't see it until the video goes out. But I'm gonna see if I can get some of those up as well, because I do want to see. I do want you all to see those pictures because they are very, very interesting as well. But going on ahead and switching over to the MRMS, as you can see right now, we do have some rain over here to our west going into from Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. Even up here, we have some severe storms up here inside of Tennessee as well. And there's just this huge rain blob thing going all the way from Georgia all the way west into Texas as well. I mean, we have rain going through places like Montgomery, Jackson, Alexandria, down there close to Baton Rouge, over here near Dallas, Tyler. We have some damaging wind reports over here near Texarkana and Arkansas as well, and a pretty big storm down here just to the west of Dallas as well, around a good like 100 miles, 100, 200 miles or so. Here we can go ahead and scroll out for the entire United States. As you can see, the entire United States, I mean, if you count out this bottom region right here and this top region up here and maybe over here near Seattle, I mean, the entire United States is pretty much quiet. I mean, look at this huge, just quiet period over there inside the West. Even the East Coast, we may have some showers here and there go along the East Coast. Over here, especially like in West Virginia, North Carolina, even up there into the Northeast, may have some rain showers. But other than that, I'm not really watching for anything too big right now, except for this little system down here. Obviously, some rain up here inside of Minnesota and up here in the Pacific Northwest as well. Also over here inside of Iowa, Montana. Some rain down here inside of Arizona, and some ice and some mix with some rain down in Colorado. Going on ahead and turning to our cloud cover, though, cloud cover is finally starting to move into South Carolina after all day today of just barely any cloud cover, especially down towards the coast and the low country PD regions. That cloud cover is actually trying to make an appearance over there inside of the upstate as well. The upstate is finally gonna start receiving some rain action as well tomorrow as well. Here's our current temperatures right now. Current temperatures as I refresh that. Current temperatures right now 670 inside of Columbia, 61 in Charleston, 62 in Myrtle Beach, 62 in Savannah, 64 in Greenville, 66 in Anderson, 66 in Rock Hills and Sumter and Florence, 68 in Augusta. So temperatures are going to be around the mid to high 60s as well. And then here's our high temperatures for Monday. See, the thing is a bit jacked up right now. I gotta fix that because you can see everything, and I just want you all to be zoomed in to this one area right here. But here's our maximum temperatures pretty much for today. That was the forecast. But here's the minimum temperatures for tonight. Minimum temperatures can get to around 56 in Columbia, 52 in Charleston, 58 Myrtle Beach, 62 Hilton Head Island, 55 in Greenville, 56 in Anderson, 55 in Greenwood, 54 at Rock Hill. And those are just some places we you can kind of see it because it's a bit more zoomed in now. So a bit more towns are zoomed in now. So if you do want to go ahead and check that out as well. Wind wise, maximum sustained wind for tomorrow, Tuesday. As you can see, those wind gusts are really going to be, those sustained winds are really going to be pretty much low, even going into tonight as well. Tonight, I do think that those winds will really calm down, especially those sustained winds going into tomorrow as well. Going on ahead and talking about the peak wind gusts, though, going into today, peak wind gusts can get to around 23 down there in Charleston, 17 for Myrtle Beach. Going into tomorrow, though, those wind gusts are going to quiet down significantly, and for sure we're going to see a drop down in wind gusts going into tonight. Going into our precipitation, because I do want to talk about that. Or precipitation, not for going into, this is tonight, going into tomorrow night. As you can see, the precipitation actually does start to try and pick up as we saw that cloud cover earlier. Good tenth to a quarter of an inch is possible for mainly most of the upstate, for Greenville, Anderson, up there, so the Blue Ridge Mountains, even up there near North Carolina, and then you can see the light green for Rock Hill, Lawrence, Greenwood, around 1/100th to around a tenth of an inch possible for the next 24 hours as well. So the next 3 days, though, as you can see, the next 3 days is going to be, again, pretty jam-packed. Around a good 2 to 3 inches is possible up there inside of Greenville, 1.5 to 2 inches in Spartanburg, but definitely the main threat that we're watching for up here, I mean, a good 4 inches of rain could even be possible in isolated spots up there inside the upstate. So, gonna have to watch out for some flash flooding or minor flooding up there as well. So, here's the next big thing that we're talking about, and it's severe weather. Well, if you're going ahead and go into tonight, we're not really watching for anything big. Tomorrow, we're not watching for anything big. Day 3 is where we finally start to see that TSTM go into South Carolina, and it's going to produce some thunderstorms, obviously some lightning, some gusty winds as well. But the real threat, as we know, is for Thursday going into Friday morning. As you can see, we still have that slight risk of severe weather still up for most of South Carolina, and the upstate is kind of just hanging out, not really in any risk right now. Definitely a marginal risk could definitely be added for this area, though, for sure. And I will go ahead and show you all the ingredients for that in a second. But as of now, I expect this to stay a slight risk going into tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow morning we only talk about the day of. And then here's our excessive rainfall outlook. As you can see, day 1, nothing. Day 2, nothing. But we do have a moderate risk down there for Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Texas as well. Day 3, there we can finally see our first bit of action. Down here, marginal risk going from Columbia, Savannah, Augusta, Rock Hill, going all the way west into the slight risk over here. That goes in the parts of the Greenville, Spartanburg region, as well as the Greenwood region, Anderson, all those places as well. And we do have another moderate risk of excessive rainfall as well for portions of Alabama, as well going to Birmingham, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, and other places like that. Let's go ahead and talk about the future, though, because I do want to go on ahead and get this down packed. As we go on ahead and actually before we do that, I do want to show day 4, because I actually forgot that this was also a risk as well. We have a huge day 4 risk of excessive rainfall, for a slight risk for up there for mainly Columbia, all the way up to Greenville, and then all the way from North Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Myrtle Beach, Savannah, all these places right here inside the marginal risk. Nothing for day 5 though. So it seems like, again, the main risk I think is going to be up here inside the upstate for sure. So we're going to have to watch out. This time, usually when we have these storm systems pass through, we usually don't have a lot when it comes to flash flooding, but this system really is going to bring that flash flooding threat for sure. Going on ahead and talking about the future now, actually. As you can see, we started it off. You can already see this rain down here as well. That was forecasted to happen today, and it's going to move out of our hair significantly. And as that moves past them and as it moves past us, you can see we kind of get a bit of a break, but then not after we have another huge kind of like severe weather flash flooding threat that's going to pass through. And I'm actually going to go ahead and switch over to the Euro model, because I do want to talk about that, because that's also a great thing to check as well. Go ahead and check out the precipitation rate, and you can see that precipitation really starting to move eastward with that severe weather and that flash flooding occurring with it as well. Going on ahead and talking about the 500 millibar winds, you can see those winds will be cranking up there inside the atmosphere as well. And that's pretty much all it talks about. I remember I was talking about earlier that the wind shear was going to be the main threat with this, and it still is. Not much really on a cape level threat. It's really going to be that wind shear threat, as we were talking about earlier. I do have to say, though, that these winds can be cranking around, up to like 100 miles an hour up there inside the atmosphere. So that's not just no normal wind shear. You don't usually get that every so often as well. Turning to the cape levels, though, cape levels, even though we won't have a lot, there still will be some cape left in the atmosphere for some of those storms to feed off of. We have a good 400 joules per kilogram up there inside the atmosphere as well for those storm fuel. I know a lot of people call it storm fuel as well for those storms to get going. We have the dew points as well. And the supercell composite, I'm not really too worried about supercells. I think this is going to be really a straight line damaging wind threat as well. I don't really see hail too much as a big of an issue. That can obviously change as well. Tornadoes and damaging winds, I think, are the big threat with this. But going on ahead and continuing on, if we push this forward some more, that storm system will be out of our hair, and we're going to be having fun in the sun until finally another storm system might try to bring us some showers up there inside the upstate April the 15th as well. Continue pushing it forward. We have another kind of like severe weather threat that might try to materialize inside of Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, and try to move on eastward. Not really affecting us too much, and we go ahead and continue that forward. You can see more showers, more heavy downpours possible going into late April, and we kind of get into like this bit of a train system, because you have this system right here on the 20th, then you have another system coming out right after on the 22nd. Then we get a bit of a cool period, I should say, and we kind of just cool down from there. But that's going to be about it. I don't have anything else to talk about. If you have any solar eclipse pictures, make sure that you save them. Don't just like delete them. Obviously, don't just delete them. But I think that's going to about wrap this up. So please make sure that you guys share, like, and subscribe to the channel, please. We are at 61, I think. So if we can go ahead and get that number up real quick, help me out, that would be absolutely amazing. Remember, our next goal is 75. And if you're watching this on the live stream as well, please make sure that you guys are hitting the like button as well and sharing this with all of your friends, family, anybody that you met in the past week or whatever that you may have their phone number for. Anything helps at this point. But that's going to about wrap this up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update.